Introducing someone. When you meet someone from the West for the first time, shake their right hand. Your handshake should be quite firm, not too soft. In the West, we believe that a soft handshake reflects a weak personality. Do not hold on for too long. 3 seconds is long enough. Make sure you smile and look into his or her eyes. If you are meeting a woman from Italy or another country in mainland Europe, do not be shocked if she kisses you on one cheek or once on both cheeks. Hint: when you listen to a phrase, you can pause at any time and practice saying the phrase with the correct intonation, stress and pronunciation. You can choose your favourite phrase and practice saying it many times so that when you use it in a real-life situation, you sound natural, like a native English speaker. These phrases are very simple for advanced speakers of English, but what we are training to do is to sound more natural through connecting words and correct intonation and stress. Good luck. Introducing someone. The following introductions are neutral and can be used in informal or formal situations. You are at a dinner party with a colleague whose name is Chris, and you want to introduce him to someone you know who works in another department. This person's name is Mike White. Oh, Chris, I'd like you to meet Mike White. Practice time. Let's practice drilling this phrase. I will say it several times, sometimes inserting different names for different imaginary people. After I say the phrase once, you will have time to repeat. Oh, Ted, I'd like you to meet Toby. Oh, Huang, I'd like you to meet Sophie. Oh, Catherine, I'd like you to meet Toby. Have you met Mike? Practice time. Let's practice drilling this phrase. Have you met Greg? Have you met Isabel? Have you met Alicia? Have you met Miranda? Do you know Mike? Practice time. Do you know Andy? Do you know Deborah? Do you know Mandy? Do you know Mark? The following introductions are informal and can be used in informal situations. You are at a bar with your friend Sasha when your brother Feng arrives. He doesn't know Sasha.
Look, here's Fang. Fang, meet Sasha.
Practice time. Let's practice drilling this phrase. Oh, here's Sophie. Sophie, meet Toby. Look, here's Sarah. Sarah, meet Nikki. Oh, here's Yang. Yang, meet Jason.
Oh, look! Here's Feng. Feng Sasha. Sasha Feng.
Practice time. Look, here's Alex. Alex Jessica. Jessica Alex. Oh, here's Nikki. Nikki Jang. Jang Nikki. Look, here's Teresa. Teresa Isabel. Isabel Teresa. The following introductions are formal and can be used in formal situations. You are visiting a company client for the third time to negotiate a business plan. You bring a new colleague, Miss Liu, who is a sales representative, to meet the director, Mr. Peters.
Allow me to introduce Mr. Peters.
Practice time. Let's practice drilling this phrase. Allow me to introduce Mr. Johnston. Allow me to introduce Mrs. Ye. Allow me to introduce Mrs. White.
Allow me to introduce the director.
Practice time. Allow me to introduce the director. Allow me to introduce the manager. Allow me to introduce the Director of Human Resources. Allow me to introduce the Director of Logistics.
Good afternoon, Mr. Peters. May I introduce Miss Liu, our new sales representative?
Practice time. Good afternoon, Mrs. Baker. May I introduce Mr. Huang, our new sales representative? Good afternoon, Mrs. Green. May I introduce Mr. Brown, our new engineer?
I'd like to introduce Mr. Peters.
Practice time. Let's practice drilling this phrase. I'd like to introduce Mr. Green. I'd like to introduce Miss Feng. I'd like to introduce Mr. Baker.
Let me introduce Mr. Peters.
Practice time. Let me introduce the director. Let me introduce the manager. Let me introduce the engineers. Over to you. Please feel free to join my wiki. I and other learners would like to hear your podcasts and comment on them, in Chinese or English. If you would like to add pictures or even videos and animation, you can use free software such as Movie Maker, Apple iMovie, VoiceThread.com, extranormal.com, GoAnimates.com, and so on. Make your own role plays and dialogues.